Welcome to another edition of the Essex County Ghost Project TV show. I'm your co-host, Tom Spitaleri. Another year, another start of the end of the great summer coming up. We're heading into fall season. I want to welcome my co-host, Bill. Hey, Bill, how are we doing today?
Oh, great, Tom.
It's been It's been a great summer, a successful summer, actually, with the ghost hunts at Hilldale Cemetery.
Right.
We've had a couple hot nights there, a couple rainy nights, a couple nights we caught some great evidence, and other nights we didn't catch much. But all in all, it was a great summer. We're heading into, I know it's my favorite, Bill. I think it's your favorite, fall and Halloween.
Halloween, my favorite.
Yeah. That's all great times coming up. We have a lot of great events planned in the fall. We'll have some big news coming real soon, so keep an eye on our Facebook page. I'm going to tease that right now. I'm not saying what it is, but there's some big news coming.
Yeah.
Big, huge news. But we're going to save that for another day. But fall's right around the corner, so that means Halloween season. Right now, there's 40 events booked by the Essex County Ghost Project. That includes library talks, a Merrimack Valley Chamber event, and many other events at Hilldale and around southern New Hampshire. That's what we're going to say for right now. This calendar will be coming out, but September kind of kicks everything off. For the last empty million years, not really empty million years, about 21, 22 years, the Essex National Heritage Commission has been doing events called the Trails and Sales. And once a year, I dedicate one show, as you know, Bill, through the years. And you've been on and off with me, but I've always kept it consistent. Talk about Trails and Sales a little bit. If we have some time, we'll talk some paranormal at the end. But so Trails and Sales, there's a lot of great events. There's 200 plus events going on in the Essex National Heritage area. That's a lot, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And this is quite the undertaking for them. They do a great job down there at the NEHA office.
And what's great is it's free, too. That's
correct. All the events are free, and they're at all cultural and tourism places throughout New England, throughout the Essex National Heritage area, which covers Newburyport to Saugus, Nahant Island, and then from Gloucester to Lawrence. So all those towns in between. So here in Haverhill, there's a bunch of historic only. We'll just take care of the historic stuff first and then go into the other stuff. Because we're trying to help everybody with this, so we want to make sure people know what's historic and what isn't historic, because just in case you don't like something or the other. Historic Greenwood Cemetery Tour. I'm not going to give out all the dates and times because this year it goes from Trails and Sales runs September 14th, it kicks off, so that's a Saturday night, and runs till September 29th, every night. That doesn't mean I'm doing something every night or Bill's going to be out every night. It just means that throughout the Essex National Heritage area, this is that you can pick these up at different places. All the regional visitor centers have
You picked that up at Buttonwoods, right?
Yeah, all the regional visitor centers, including here in Haverhill, the Buttonwoods Museum. Whittier Birthplace has these. Everybody has them. So library has them. And, there's a lot of great stuff going on. I'm going to start, let me go back to the page I was at. Okay, so just so everybody knows, we'll do the historic stuff here first. Hear what's going on in Haverhill, and then I'll pick some stuff going on outside the area. So these dates, I'm not going to give you the dates or anything. Actually, I think I will. We don't. Here in Haverhill, there's the Historic Greenwood Cemetery Tour. It's only historical. It's all you'll be learning about the Greenwood Cemetery.
Now, where's Greenwood Cemetery?
Greenwood Cemetery is where the Countess lives, off of East Broadway.
East Broadway.
Yes. Okay. And so doesn't a few other well-known...
Is it up by Northern Essex?
No, past that.
Okay.
It's closer to the old sand pits and stuff down that end of East Broadway.
Okay.
So it's pretty far down. Mary Ingalls is there. John Belair's is buried in there, the author, the horror author from Haverhill.
Yeah.
And the other author that taught at Bradford College. I can't remember his name. His son wrote The House of Sand and Fog. He's buried in there. His son's still alive. They just published another book. Then that is September 14th, okay, in the morning. And then Elmwood Cemetery, which is a historic tour. Both of these are being sponsored by the Buttonwoods Museum. Elmwood, historic tour only. So the Elmwood Cemetery is, and these are all reservation required. Some of these events are reservation required. These are, everything I'm saying is reservation required, unless if I don't say it. So you check that out. Brand new this year, and she's a member of HC Media. She does a show down here. Woofstock.
Woofstock.
At Chris's Farm Stand. Speak to canine professionals, see live dog demonstrations, enjoy unique shopping while listening to music, watching the dancing witches, apple and pumpkin picking available. There's a cost for that. The event's free, but there is a cost for the pumpkin picking. And fresh produce, what they always have for sale. So that's an event that's going on. The other event going on is the Freeman Memorial Trail Walk. That's at the Whittier. That's hosted by the Whittier Birthplace. It's just a walking trail in the woods around the Whittier Birthplace. Great trail, been on it. They got some great new things on that trail, so check that out. That is historical only. We're going to get all the historical stuff done first.
Yeah.
The next thing is, and that is every Friday and Saturday, 6:30 p.m. till 9:30 p.m. So you can walk. Oh no, that's wrong. Wrong on that time. That's available only during daylight hours. The whole event, though. It's open the whole event. Then the Rocks Village Hand Tub and Toll House Museum. So for you people in Haverhill that are watching this, and if you're watching on the World Wide Web, which I hope you are, that's that big red building right next to the Rocks Village Bridge that goes into West Newbury. All right. They're going to be there every Sunday, the 15th, 22nd, and 29th from 12 to 4. So you can go check that out. Wandered through the museum. They actually redid that hand tub house a couple of years ago, and they did a great job of it. So great place to check out. And that's being sponsored by the Rocks Village Memorial Association that takes care of that project.
Now, they're going to have anything in the Merrimack, like rides on the boats or anything like that?
I don't remember seeing anything, but I'll check one other location in a few minutes. There's none going on in Haverhill. The only thing going on in the river is River Ruckus, and we'll get to that in a minute, too. Sure. The next is a historic tour, and that's sponsored by myself, but it's only historical. It's called the Bella Buildings Tour of downtown Haverhill. And that'll be Tuesday the 17th from 10 to 11:30, and Wednesday the 25th from 10 to 11:30.
2 days.
2 days, yep. And that's a stroll through the downtown Italian district, which goes from River Street down to Washington Street. And we meet at Moulton Way to Railroad Square, which is Christopher Columbus Park. So an Italian tour kicking off at Christopher Columbus Park. So that'll be a fun time for all. Can't wait for that. There's an open house and an art show at the Whittier Birthplace, September 20th, 21st, and 22nd. September 20th, 10 to 4. Saturday, 10 to 4. And Sunday, 1 to 4. So check that out. That'll be fun. It's always fun. It's at the start at the Welcome Center and tour the homestead, walk the Freeman Trail, and the viewer show will be depicting Whittier's birthplace. The exhibition is supported by the Havel Cultural Council. So get there. That's going to be a fun event.
Yeah.
Then another historical tour sponsored by the Hilldale Cemetery Association, myself, and good local Civil War historian Joe Bella. You know Joe. We'll be doing that Friday, September 20th, 2 to 3, and Friday the 27th from 2 to 3. So 2 of those events. So if you love Civil War history, and then you like singing at the end, we'll do a little singing at the end up at the memorial area.
Yeah.
So that's historic. All right. Historic Bradford Center Tour. That's sponsored by the Buttonwoods. That's reservation required.
Yeah.
The only thing I've read that has not reservation required is the Rocks Village and the Open Art Show at Whittier and Woofstock. All the rest of these, you need reservations. So the Historic Bradford Center Tour is sponsored by the Buttonwoods Museum, and it's to highlight some of the buildings in Bradford Center, which includes Kimball and Hazeltine Homes, Kimball Tavern, Bradford Academy, First Church of Christ, that whole area.
Now, Buttonwoods is going to have a tour, right? For free?
Not at the museum. These are all cemetery tours sponsored by the Buttonwoods, correct.
Okay.
All right. And then there's a Saturday, September 21st, over at historic Tattersall Farms, put on by the Tattersall Farm Charitable Foundation, is a wildflower fruits nature walk from 9 to 11. That should be a great event. Check that out. These historic walking tours are great too. You learn a lot about your community by going on them and seeing, you know, what was there and what these buildings you're looking at and why they're so magnificent and important to preserve. Then September 21st is River Ruckus. That's a big party downtown with a lot of great local food, classic cars, kids zone, live music. Then at night, while we're at the cemetery, we'll hear boom booms because they're letting off fireworks that night. We hear them every year, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No reservation needed for that. That's just
They're going to have a lot of food vendors down there, too.
12 to 8:30, that is open. And then you have the Bradford Burial Ground Tour, which is sponsored by the Buttonwoods. Reservations required. Embark on the guided walking tour of the historic Bradford Burial Ground. So that's a fun event. That's historic only, though. I want to make sure we keep that real clear. And that's sponsored again by the Buttonwoods Museum. So paranormal. This year here in Havel, the only thing we're doing is Spiritual Quest Weekend, and it's running the whole event, Friday and Saturday. So every night.
Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, kicking off on the 14th and going till the 28th because the 29th is Sunday.
Yeah.
So we'll be out there every Friday and Saturday night at Hilldale. Gates will open at 6:30. It goes to about 9:30.
It'll be getting darker.
It'll be getting darker. So by gates will open at 6:30. Come in,
7 o'clock.
get stretched out, ready to go. By 7 we'll start.
Wearing appropriate clothes.
Yes, appropriate clothes and shoes on all these tours. Make sure you don't wear open. Anytime you walk in a graveyard, whether it's paranormal, whether it's historical, even if you're doing a downtown walk, make sure you wear something appropriate, not sandals.
Can injure your foot.
It can. And then we'll go through some of the other stuff going on. Lawrence, there's a historic Great Stone Dam walk every Saturday of the event, the 14th, 21st.
Who's going to be doing that?
Lawrence Heritage State Park.
Okay.
One of the tour guides there. So that's historic only, and that's put on by DCR. And that's a 1.5 mile walk. So you meet at 1 Jackson Street and go from there. And those events, light, rain, or shine. Same with the Hilldale. Say with at least the ones I'm sponsoring, Light, Rain, and Shine, we will be there. Then the Lawrence History Center, this was great. Blacksmithing in Essex County.
Blacksmithing.
And then the White Fund Lecture, that's Saturday at the Lawrence History Center. No Avenging, the 28th. No Avenging Gibbet, the 1860 Pemberton Mill disaster collapse.
Now, how about the Garrison House? Is that going to be open?
No, Garrison House will not be open. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I'm doing the Paranormal News Hour show in Lawrence from 6 to 7. We're going to be talking about haunted Essex County. That'll be live. You can either come to the studio or tune us in live on Facebook. It doesn't matter. We'll be there. We'll be doing something. Lynn, this is sponsored by the Lynn Museum and Art, so this is historic only. Dungeon Rock. Oh, and North Shore Spiritualism. Wait a minute.
What's that about now?
Conjuring the Spirit World. We're excited to share more details about Lynn's ties to spiritualism. Joint Collections Manager Chris Locke engaging in discussing Lynn's Dungeon Rock and its role in the North Shore spiritual movement.
Now, where's the Dungeon Rock?
In Lynn.
Lynn, yeah.
If you're big into Civil War and you want to come to Hilldale, there's also Civil War abolitionism in Lynn, self-guided biking tour, driving tour. That's something to check out. Yeah, here's Lynn's abolitionist tour at Pine Grove Cemetery Commission on September 22nd at Pine Grove in Lynn.
Pine Grove.
And then the Merrimack Historical Museum right next door will be open Sunday the 15th from 1 to 4.
And who's going to be running that?
The Merrimack Historical Commission.
Okay.
And that's right up the street on 110.
Yeah.
Marblehead, as we get closer to the 250th, Marblehead's got a lot of stuff going on. Marblehead in the American Revolution. Those are both Sundays, the 21st and 22nd. Right. And obviously, I can't even go to that because I'm working. Marblehead on the Eve of Independence, 3:30 to... Oh, no, I can't go to that one either. They'll be doing a talk at the Marblehead Architectural Heritage Tours. We'll be doing... Actually, that's who'll be doing that one. And then on Sunday, the 25th, the 76 Work Progress Administration mural of the drummers that you see on the bicentennial. Yeah. They have the original. That'll be there.
Yeah.
Then the Poor Farm.
Poor Farm. Now, where's the Poor Farm?
Inland.
Lynn.
A living history experience. So.
That's good.
Yeah. Newbury behind First Parish Church and Burial Ground. There'll be a historic walk through that.
Where's that, Newbury?
Newbury.
Okay.
In Newburyport, the tour of the George Whitefield Church. That'll be fun. I've taken that before. I can't do it this year. Okay. North Andover's got guided tours of 1836 Meeting House and Steeple. North Andover that's every Saturday. Then same thing with Saturdays. The North Andover Old Center walking tour. That's fun.
Yeah.
The open house at the Parson Bernard House in North Andover. That's always a good time. That's open every Saturday, 14th, 21st, 28th, 11 to 2. Then the Johnson Cottage, which is part of the North Andover Historical Society's main museum. That'll have something going on Saturday, the 14th, 21st, 28th from 11 to 2. So as you can see, there's and Brad Street, this is new, of poetry and archaeology walking tour.
Oh, that's interesting.
And presentation put on by North Andover Historical Society. Reservations are required.
Now, these are all for children and adults, right?
Mm-hmm.
Included.
Some of them put the stone dam is for 8 and up.
8 and up.
So you might want to check before you
Go.
Raleigh's doing a local history and a genealogy with the Raleigh Historical Society.
Now, there's nothing going on at the Tenny Gatehouse.
No.
So on?
No. Nope. There's no Tenny Gatehouse. Nope. In fact, there's not much going on in Methuen at all, actually. At least in the book. But double check the website because you had X amount of days to get it into the website. Once that is, you could still do the event, but it wouldn't be in print. It'd only be online.
Yeah.
So that's another great event going on. And Salisbury has a narrative history on Saturday, the 21st. Ride the rail trail to New Hampshire on the 29th. And Salisbury Days, the 22nd through the 20th through the 22nd.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of great things going on. And like I said, you want to pick this up so you can see. Most of the stuff I mentioned, most of the stuff takes place on the weekend.
Yeah.
But there is stuff going on during the week that you
Days.
can actually, right, no. So some of the stuff you want to remember, check the website for updates because the book's not going to give you the latest
What's the
update.
website?
Check everybody's website or Facebook page before you go. Reserve your spot if it says required in advance. Bring a friend.
Now, that's trailsandsales.com.
That's trailsandsales.com, yeah. Watch the weather because some of this stuff being outdoors on the ocean is weather related. Watch your clock and don't book too many events back to back. Make sure you leave enough room to get to the next set event.
Yeah.
You know, if you like both events and there's only a half an hour spot, one's in Gloucester, one's in Lawrence or Haverhill, you're probably not going to make both of them.
Right. So pick one.
Yeah, and so you don't take a spot from somebody else that might want to go, that lives in the same town as the event.
Right.
And then make sure you always thank the host. So that's another fun event. And then at the beginning of the book, they tell you what's in the Essex County Revolution, the dates and places to go, when you can go, walking tours, different things going on.
Yeah.
There's actually Battle of Mahonemy, Myth, Lore, and History. The Danvers Alarm List Company and the Rebecca Nurse Homestead. That's who's putting that on. That would be a great event to go to.
Yeah.
Well, I might go to this one. It's a Tuesday night if I'm not doing it.
What is
Rebels at Sea, Privateering in the American Revolution by Eric J. Dolan.
Where's that at?
Danvers at the library.
Oh, Danvers.
Not that far up to 114. Because all these events are on Saturday, a lot of them.
Okay.
And so that's some of those great events. So if you can make it, I'd say go, have some fun, check out the Trails and Sales Guide.
That's showing it.
Not only do we want to check that out, but make sure you check out everybody's website. And even though these are free events, these are put on by nonprofits. Remember that.
Yeah.
when you go to
So you might have donations.
Need donations, correct.
Yeah,
So that
you wanna
always
give a
helps
few
out.
bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, oh, there's another one here that was put on by the Rebecca Nurse Homestead. Mary Estes, her life, execution, and her historic legacy. I gotta let somebody know about that. I didn't see that. I just saw
Is
that.
anything going on in Lowell? No.
Lola's not part of that's part of the Middlesex Canal. So I don't know what's going on in Lowell, but there's no trails and sales.
That's only Essex County.
Right, correct. That's Middlesex County.
Yeah.
So it actually, on this end, actually ends in Methuen, Lawrence, and Andover on this end.
Yeah.
Drake's not in there. Drake's part of Middlesex.
Yeah.
So this is just, so basically, again, this goes Newburyport down to Saugus, Lynn, and Nahant, because we always forget about Nahant. Every year I do this, I forget about Nahant Island, which isn't really an island, but because it's
Peninsula.
it's a peninsula.
Yeah.
And then from Methuen, Haverhill, Lawrence, the Andovers, over to Rockport. So it's always a fun day.
Yeah.
And you can always look to see what else is going on in the area.
Right.
Nahant's got, yes, it happened in Nahant.
That happens in the hunt.
Yeah. And that's September 20. It's every weekend,
Yeah, every week.
except for the first. And it's on Saturdays, it looks like, and Sundays. So that'll be a fun time for all to get there and walk and listen about the history
So
of Nahant.
kicks off September 14th. That's on a Saturday. Correct?
Yes. And it goes till the 29th.
Yeah.
So, well, Bill, we've come to another end of a great
Great show.
And another great show. So next month, we'll be back on again, talking about more paranormal stuff and stuff going on in the fall and maybe a big announcement. Thank you, Bill, for coming in today.
Okay,
I want to thank everybody for tuning in at home. Have a great day. This is the Crypt Keeper. I'm heading back to the crypt. Good day, everybody.
Good day.
Good night. Bye-bye.